All right, say it again.
Watch the last one at the bar.
Y'all subscribe to the Last Ones at the Bar boxing channel, man. We got some boxing fans out there.
Hola, soy Jolie de Medellín y estás viendo las 11 de Bar, el mejor canal de boxeo. Dale me gusta y suscríbete. Y me puedes encontrar en Instagram como Jolie1026 Sánchez. Bye.
Last Ones at the Bar, exclusively talks about the sport of boxing.
Yes, indeed. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. This is Last Ones at the Bar, and I'm joined by my good guy, the legend himself, Ty Finney. And so also make sure, like I said, make sure you hit that like, subscribe if you haven't done so, or if you haven't subscribed to the channel. And let's get to it, Ty. You know, first off, how you doing, good brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Awesome.
Okay, you're doing awesome. What you get yourself into this weekend, man? You've been chilling. I mean, what's been going on with you?
Yeah, well, Friday, I didn't really get into much, you know, it's cold, you know, but Friday, I went out to bingo with my lady. I didn't play, but that's something that she likes to go. So I just tagged along with her. And then, you know, yesterday wasn't really up to nothing much. And I just did some grocery shopping, played a game with my brother for a bit. But that's about it, man. Of course, you know, I had to catch that big fight last night.
Yeah, man. You said you played the game with your brother. What you play?
We played Fight Night, but they be on the Call of Duty, and I do have that, but like something's been going on. Like every time they invite me to a game, it's just like some kind of error keeps popping up. So I don't know what's going on with it, but we did play Fight Night for a bit though.
Got you. And I just want to point out, Vail will be with us. Vail is traveling right now, and that's the reason why we had the delayed programming. So as soon as he gets back, he'll join us as well. For me, you know, speaking of gaming, you know, I made it to the championship round. So I won my semifinal game. I think we played against, it was Georgia. Yeah, they got a cold squad, but the guy that I initially beat was Nebraska. He was the #1 team in college football. And so I got him up out of there. And then I ended up going against Georgia. Georgia has, like I say, on there, the speed and overall team, like they're tough to deal with. But we got them out of there 37-3. So now I'm in the championship game. So I'm waiting for some of the guys. It's going to be Miami. They're playing against Tennessee. Two tough, you know, combatants. But I think that we're going to win our third national championship in that league right there. So shout out to me on that. Also, yesterday, man, I did that when I came back. So yesterday, 4:00 or 4:30, I ended up going to the Baltimore Ravens against the Pittsburgh Steelers game. Man, that was really a phenomenal experience. It was the first time I went to M&T Stadium out there in Baltimore. Those people are just really passionate. You know, Baltimore's a passionate city. And if everything was equal, I could see myself like living out there, man. Like I like that vibe that they have. It's like I said, they just true. Their personality. I mean, they're genuine. You know, genuine people. You have genuine experiences when you're out there. So I had a really good time. Lamar did his thing. Made one mistake, but they were able to beat their rivals, though, the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right. So now, anybody that joined, you know, I think we all know by now. Have you been keeping up? I do kind of like a topic of the day, legend. And this week or this past few days, are you a Fat Joe fan?
Yeah, I don't think he's like good as Big Pun, but yeah, man, I love Fat Joe, man. Yeah.
See, sure. This pains me because Fat Joe is Jealous One's Envy. Like that was a cold CD. I remember listening to that back in the day, and that's a classic. I don't care about any measuring tool that you use. Jealous One's Envy is first CD, and then probably Don Cartagena. I haven't listened to that in a while, but Jealous One's Envy, man. He got that one. I'm talking about every track on there is and it's true hip hop too. But once you get to that one that he got with Raekwon, they go to Tech Nine, boo, boo, bow, respect mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to use the foul language, but yeah. So this week he was on the show, and again, I'm not gonna name drop. He was on a show, and he ripped foundational Black Americans, and he was talking about that. You know, he's calling us broke, being racist, you know, and the fact that we really wasn't the founders of hip hop, that it was a collective. It was more so people of Caribbean descent, you know, so on and so forth. So you know, we being racist if we say we're trying to claim that we ended up being the founders of hip hop, and we cause it like separation and division when it comes to that. Do you have any thoughts on a take like that? Also, I want to shout out to the eggnog that I'm sipping on right now. You know what I mean? Because I'm at Christmas spirit. You know, I love this time of the year. But you have any thoughts on that, man?
Nah, I mean, a lot of these guys, you know, they say things out the ordinary and then they end up apologizing or something. But man, I don't know, but I did just recently see, you know, an interview LL Cool J did when he was talking about he's the original of everything. So, but nah, I don't really got much to say to that. But you know, like the black people, you know, we definitely are the founders of hip hop, man. You know, the '80s, you know, we definitely are the founders of hip hop. So, but Fat Joe he's definitely a good rapper. One of my favorite songs by him is I Know What's Love featuring Ashanti. I love that joint. But yeah, but Joe's a good rapper, but like a lot of these guys just say things out the ordinary sometimes. So,
And see, even by you saying that right there, right?
mm-hmm.
Most of his success came with foundational Black Americans, like Black people who are from the United States. So to fix your mouth to say that, see, Joe has this complex about him where I think Joe think that he might be Black. You know what I mean? Like to a certain degree. But at the same time, I think that once you are in certain, like, you're around certain people for an extensive period of time, because he's been making treks to Miami and back to New York, and you know he's found himself in certain social capacities, and so those areas that he find himself in kind of look down at Black people, and so subconsciously that seeps into his psyche. You know, that's the way I take it. For instance, for you to say that. And like I said, a lot of your success comes with dealing with Lil Wayne, dealing with Ashanti, dealing with R. Kelly, every Remy Ma. Like, come on, brother. Like, I mean, what are you doing? And one of the big problems that I have with him, see, I couldn't be around a Fat Joe because we're gonna have problems. I don't care about no terror squad. You're gonna have to do what you want to do, but you're not gonna sit up here and then be talking down on us. But then it's like you just too comfortable using the N-word. Like, that's the problem that I have. Like, no, brother. See, I know his history. Like, when he came up, it was always somebody else. Like, when he was with Digging in the Crates, DITC, it was more so dudes like what's my man name? Not Lord Finesse. You had Lord Finesse, and then you had the young fella out of Harlem. Like, they were more so gravitate. He just was in there with them, but it wasn't like you was checking for them because of Fat Joe. It's like they allowed him to participate. When you think about the Terror Squad, it was more so Big Pun. Big Pun was really instrumental in that. Fat Joe wasn't the dude that you were looking, but you would really respect the fact that he came out with that. That was a cold CD he came out with. But when you listen to that CD, it was heavily influenced by people like KRS-One, like they stamped him. And so he's taking that and then he's running with it as if we were always into you. No, it wasn't like that. You got a lot of stamps from foundational Black people for you to be able to try to position yourself to make these claims. And don't put yourself in position and then try to rewrite history. The last thing I'm going to say is this. Dude, Lord Jamar, when you coming at him, so he said Lord Jamar, he used to be a legend, and he's making these false claims and blah blah blah. Brother, you don't have the ability to be able to revoke a foundational black person's status as being a legend. No, Lord Jamar is a legend. Then he says something along the lines of Lord Jamar is the weakest link of the Brand Nubians. Brand Nubians were cold. And then also Lord Jamar was one of the ones who pull a lot of their music together. Also, even if you say lyrically he was one of the worst, what you did get from Lord Jamar was he always kept that 5%. Like in his raps, like he was true to that. And it was always uplifting of the culture. You know what I mean? And that's something I can't say for you, sir. So shame on Fat Joe, man. It's unfortunate that you going down that road where you trying to, take a dump on us in order to make yourself look good or whatever. And I promise this is the last thing I'm gonna say, legend. Dude, the people that's in that barbershop that's laughing, shame on y'all, man. You gotta check this dude if he's up in there saying that nonsense that he's saying. But anyway, that's my topic of the day, man. Appreciate you chiming in. Anything else you got on that topic?
Nah, but I mean, like, I like, a handful of the songs. Of course, he did the New York with, Ja Rule, Jada. Of course, Lean Back was a classic. Wow. And then, yeah, so he had his joints. He did have a beef with Papoose at one point. We know about the beef with him and 50, but I mean, I always liked Fat Joe. Like I said, I don't think he was like one of the best or anything like that, but definitely big pun. But yeah, but I mean, I like a lot of Fat Joe songs, but I didn't know that he said this until you mentioned it. So, but like I said, sometimes these guys say things out of the ordinary, then you hear them apologizing. But yeah, I didn't even know he said this.
You remember he was calling them females on stage when they did that verse. He called them like bald headed, this or that. He was talking real greasy then, but he apologized for that particular time. But we'll see, man. You familiar with English guy? He said, "What up, legend?"
Yeah, Guy English. Yeah, we all on the group chat on IG. Like he's a big fan of G5's channel. So salute the Guy English, man.
Sounds good, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, but also, man, donate, man. Donate to the movement. Ty him as well. You know what I'm saying? My cash app is MTown or $ MTown Will Hen. You see it right there. It's also Christmas time. Bless your boy. You understand what I'm saying? So now, we're gonna keep going. And see, that's some of those shirts too. Get some of those for Christmas. You see that right there. Dada got the little shirt on. That's another little cutie. She got it on. She don't have one on because I told her don't worry about it. You understand what I'm saying? But also, man, you see the different colors that you can go ahead and participate and get. Let's go ahead and recap. So yesterday you had the fight, man. When I was at the game, I didn't get a chance to see it live, but I was trying to get updates on the fight. I eventually saw it, and I was very impressed with the slickness of Oleksandr Usyk, the calmness of Oleksandr Usyk. He's my number one pound for pound fighter. That's another thing, Ty. Next week or in the future, recent future, we're going to be doing our pound for pound list because there's not much boxing that's coming up. You know what I mean? When I look at the boxing schedule. But with that being said, yesterday in Saudi Arabia, what did you see yesterday in that second fight between these two combatants in the heavyweight division?
Yeah, I was highly impressed, with Usyk. Fair too. Both guys did a good job, but Usyk was definitely, he showed why he's the undisputed champion. He moved up to the division and he conquered it. But man, he did awesome work going to Tyson Fury's body early in that fight. Jabbing that belly, hitting him in the side. And Fury he came in 280 some pounds. And I would say going into the middle of the fight, you could see that Fury was trying to lean on Usyk. I would say like 5 or 6. He was definitely trying to lean on him. But Usyk, man, he's too smart. He was getting out of those clinchings, moving side to side. His offense was great. He was catching shots that were snapping Fury's head back. And one thing I didn't like what Fury was doing, like when Usyk was landing his shots or coming in, throwing his shots, Fury would try to counter, and then he would leave his hands down. That just leaves, room for Usyk, to catch him even more. So, And then in the later rounds, Fury, he was definitely trying to use his side advantage and lean on, Usyk in the later rounds. But same thing, Usyk was pushing him off. He was fighting in the clinches. And I mean, Usyk to me, man, he showed, like I said, he showed his greatness, good with his movement, good with his angles, his footwork. And I agree with the judges, man. Like all three judges gave it to, Usyk. The AI judge they had on there, they gave it to Usyk as well. So
What did the AI judge have it though? What was the score?
Their scores was 118 to 112.
Oh, the AI?
Yep. So they had it even further than what the three judges had it. So pretty much everybody had it for Usyk. And then also they had Anthony Joshua on there. I don't know why they had him scoring the fight, but they had Anthony Joshua's scorecard on there. And I think he had Usyk winning at the end, but he had some mixed rounds, some for Fury, some for Usyk. But I would give Tyson Fury a few rounds, not a lot. I would give him a handful. I would say maybe like 3 rounds. I think he staggered Usyk with an uppercut in one of the rounds. Looked like Usyk was hurt from that.
Fifth round, Tyson Fury had a good round. Fifth round.
Yeah, so he had some good momentum himself, but Usyk, like I said, man, just the way he started going to the body, in the middle rounds, getting out of Tyson Fury's clinches, like his offense, like all around, man, he was the better fighter. Hats off to him. Like I agree with you, man. He's definitely pound for pound on my list as well. So hats off to Usyk. Tyson Fury, man, he tried, but obviously he was upset. He didn't stay in the ring and talk. So, but Usyk's the man, and hats off to him. Did an awesome job.
Yeah, it's a few things that I would add on to what you're saying. I think that everything you said I agree with. In addition to that, see, Usyk is a winner, brother. Like somebody's gonna have to have the mentality to deal with a guy like that, because you can tell out the gate he did a few things in this fight that surprised me, because he typically doesn't do it, but he's willing to do it. For instance, he came out the gate throwing some heavier shots and putting himself in position to be countered, with the heavier shots that he was throwing. And that surprised me. I'm like, dang, Usyk normally doesn't do this. Or if it's a fight or if it's a round that's kind of close, then he's willing to kind of put himself in jeopardy because he's trying to land something or do something to guarantee victory in that round. And so all of those little things that he does, but that's just that movement, being a heavyweight, but damn near bouncing around like you're a middleweight, that is very troubling for a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I thought that Fury had a few moments. He landed a 1-2 uppercut, like on a few occasions, but a lot of times he couldn't get out of the way of that left hand. Usyk just has that rhythm. And then sometimes for most opponents, when Tyson Fury are like an angle himself and think he's out of the way, Usyk, he still was in range against Usyk, So, shout out to Oleksandr Usyk, man. Fury, refused to accept the defeat, kind of like last time. I don't think that it was much to it when it came to that. But when you look at the punch stats here, what Fury probably is banking on is that he did land more. No, he did throw more punches. He was more active. But that was more so the jab. Like if you look at the jab numbers, so all together, Oleksandr Usyk landed, as far as the total punches, 79 to to Fury's 45. And so he landed at a 42.3% accuracy rate to Tyson Fury's 28.3% accuracy rate. But when you look at the jabs, you see, well, actually, Usyk landed more jabs and power punches than Tyson Fury. So it's just the accuracy of Usyk over Fury, in that fight, as opposed to the activity of Tyson Fury. So, what do you think? Like when it comes to Usyk, man, I don't know what his like next. Like, what would you think that where he should go? You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as the next opponent, if he's going to continue to fight, it doesn't sound like he's thinking about retiring anytime soon. So, what would be likely next for Oleksandr Usyk to you?
Yeah, that's a question that I was asking myself yesterday. I mean, he is past 35, so he's not young in the sport of boxing.
But he's
So
moving like he's
that
young.
that's so it's tough, man. I mean, Daniel Dubois did get in the ring, talk to him, but Usyk didn't seem too excited about that. You know what I mean? He already beat, Dubois. He stopped him. Dubois seemed like he didn't have his heart in that fight when he went down. It seems like he could have got up. He just didn't want to continue. So maybe he'll entertain that if Dubois does get past Joseph Parker, but he's got that business to take care of first. I believe in February. So, but yeah, that's a tough question, man. Honestly, I do not know. But like I said, Daniel Dubois, that is a fight that I will entertain again because Dubois is on a mission right now. He is on a nice hot streak. So, but other than that, man, I don't know because he like I said, man, he moved up to the division, beat Anthony Joshua twice, beat Fury twice. So he's arguably beat the best names in the division. So it's tough for me there. I don't know, man. Like I said, I will entertain Dubois again, but other than that, I'm not really sure.
Two things before I bring my guy, on here. One, you got your boy. He says, I was surprised that Usyk landed more than the first fight and Fury landed less. Yeah, that's a good assessment right there. English guy. The other thing is Dubois is going to be in a different. See, when he fought Dubois initially, the first time, that was a different Daniel Dubois who still wasn't as sure of himself. Like now, Dubois is feeling himself. So he'll be facing a totally different Triple D. Do you want to even entertain that? You know what I'm saying? Like at this stage, because Dubois, because really Fury has done what it is that he needed to do. It's kind of like when Lennox Lewis knocked off the Klitschko that he knocked off. It's like, okay, I got my class is gone. Like these are the dudes that were supposed to be part of my class. I'm good. I don't have to face Vladimir. I don't have to face these other dudes. I can leave. Because he's not gonna do that. So what direction do you go? And Dubois is in a tough fight against, in his next fight. Like that ain't no give me right there. And then also, if Parker is victorious against Dubois, see, Parker to me might be more of a challenge than some of these other guys because Usyk is not going to have as much of an advantage in certain areas against Parker as he does against some of the little slower heavyweights that he can get a beat on. But we shall see, man. We got my guy, man. Vail, what's going on with you, man? You all right? I don't know. Vail's on the delay. He got the Flynn Wi-Fi again, folks. I'm sitting up here.
No, I was on mute. What up, though, man? What up, guys, man? Fellas. Hopefully y'all doing all right, man.
Where you reporting live from? Where you reporting from?
From the Motown, man, the hometown, man, the heart of where I'm from. So
yes, sir. I'm sitting over there. You see that right there? That's the eggnog right there.
Yeah. Gotta give me some eggnog. I got some mixed with some little bit of Christian Brothers, man. So ready to set it off, man. Holiday season, doing the way we do it, man. But I see y'all already started on the Usyk and Fury.
Talk your talk. What you got? What you think? What happened?
Oh man, so I didn't hear all y'all had to say, but it's just from my take. It's interesting because when it was going on, I was on the road. So a lot of people were saying, hey, Usyk did the same thing again. Then there's like people in boxing that were saying things like, oh, Fury is up after 8, Fury is up after 10. And you got people like Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren saying that Fury won it. So I'm like, what's up with this? Did they rob Fury or something? So I went and watched the fight. I'm like, I don't see how anybody had Fury winning that fight. I mean, Usyk basically did what he normally does. Fury came out, did it. Fury might have won a few rounds early on in the first half of the fight where he landed some good shots. But overall, Usyk was when it comes to ring generalship, Usyk was controlling Fury with his jab, using angles, pretty much fighting his fight and waited for Fury to tire out, which Fury did do. Fury was getting tired near the end and had Hill pretty much begging him to step up his activity, and he never really did. So
he was a little fat. You know what I mean? Like you can't at 281.
Yeah, 281. Yeah, but I don't see how. I don't see how you would come in at 281 expecting to. Then you upset that you lost. I'm like, if anything, you should be mad at yourself, because if you would came in lighter, came in taking it more seriously, it might have been a different fight.
You couldn't have the certain things in the system fighting in Saudi Arabia.
I agree, man. I agree, and it made me think, like, man, was there a fix that was in that the judges didn't get wind of? Because the judges, they had it right. But you had all these people.
That's why I was questioning you last week when you were trying to, like, typically out there, I don't see it. You know, a lot of robberies out there. You know what I mean? Like they kind of keep it, and you got to keep in mind with their faith that they really can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that goes against you. Why would you even have on the garments and stuff like that if you are going to be fraudulent? You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't seen that out there. Like everything's really, you seeing more like upsets and things like that because everything's been more so on the even playing field. So I never thought that if it went to the scorecards that Usyk would be in danger of suffering defeat as a result of that. You know what I mean? I was just wondering what Fury could do, you know, differently. Before you finish up, I'm gonna get English guys. English guy, he's active in the chat, and he says that Dubois still needs to get past Parker. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not trying to diminish Dubois with win over AJ, but we know that AJ does have questions about his punch resistant and his at this stage. Absolutely, we talk about that, and Legend always talks about he doesn't have the best chin, and that's true. I mean, we know that, and one thing about Daniel Dubois is that he packs a deadly punch, man. He's very heavy-handed, and you know that didn't fare well for AJ. But English guy, if you want to stop through, give us your take on what it is you saw, and then last thing I'm gonna say, Vil, is this: is that those guys, those English guys, all they was doing was standing on cold, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they just going what they got. That's all they do. It's like your Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna stay on cold with them.
Oh man, I'm realistic, man. And look, Lions, great season, but they got a lot of injury. They banged up. So I'm realistic. I'm not delusional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not staying on cold, man. All right. So anyway, anything else we got as far as the fight is concerned? It was good one, man. But do you see Borchuk?
No, I didn't see that fight. Now, I did want to mention because Dubois came up. I'm not really a big fan of people just showing up in post-fight interviews doing that, and it wasn't a fight that I'm like, man, I gotta see this, because we already saw what happened in the first fight. However,
Dubois might have should be.
However, I mean, he earned the right. If anybody earned the right to fight Usyk right now, and especially in a rematch, I would say Daniel Dubois earned his rematch with Usyk more than Tyson Fury earned his. To me, I think it's more warranted. Fury is a big name.
It's close. It's close. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a debate. You know what I mean? I don't even think that. I want to go down that road. You know what I'm saying? As far as which one is.
What did Tyson Fury do after he beat Usyk that made you think that he deserves a second fight with him? More than Daniel Dubois.
Because it was undisputed for the first time in 24 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be the argument. So I don't want to go down that road. No, but what I do want to go down the road is if they do fight, what chance do you give Dubois? Like I'm saying, take Joseph Parker out of the equation. Let's say, for instance, he's able to be successful against him. This Daniel Dubois that we see now, who would you favor? Because Usyk gets hit. Like he get hit now.
I would still favor Usyk, but I think, I favor Usyk still in this fight. I think once Usyk had you figure it out, he has you figure it out. But at the same time, Dubois is still dangerous, man, and that you call it a low blow or body shot, whatever. That was no fluke, man. Now
Right.
Usyk might have played it out and went down and tried to act it out, but still, man, he was hurt by that. So that might play out in the rematch.
Right. And then so we got it's an English guy says Warren and Hearn both upset that Fury lost because they were hoping for Fury AJ. Well, they still gonna get it.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
had two
thing.
losers. They had two losers fight now.
Yeah,
They still had AJ and Fury and can still make buku money. Still.
Yes, that's still okay. So then, thank you, English guy. So Sheldon says, "Fellas, sorry I'm late watching the Eagles lose. Oh, they lose? Did they lose? I thought, man. See the thing. See Sheldon, you saying some stuff, man.
Yep, they lost to Washington. They lost to
I was thinking about going to the game today. Like, so I was looking at because the tickets were like they dropped them down. I was like, damn, do I want to go to 2 games in a row like that, or do I want to wait till like next week? Because I'm looking on the Eastern Seaboard. I'm looking at Jacksonville Jaguars. They got a game next week. They got some other games because then it give me an opportunity to get a little bit of traveling. I don't have to be back at work until January 6th. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But damn, they lost. That's what's up, man. Anyway, Sheldon, here go the link right there if you want to stop through, especially now. And you can go ahead and tell what it is you see as far as the Usyk. But Legend, while we got you, because Legend ain't gonna be on here that long. Anything else you got as far as the fight is concerned, or where they're gonna go as far as Dubois and Usyk or AJ, and then in Fury? Because that's what it looks like is gonna happen at Wembley Stadium anyway. Like, I don't think that changed anything. Who would you guys favor at this stage? Because everything is relative. Before, when Dubois and Usyk fought, yeah, Usyk was a heavy favorite. I'm not sure he's going to be as heavy as a favorite now as he was then. And then even AJ and Fury, before, Fury would be a prohibitive favorite. I don't know if it will be like that anymore now because he doesn't look the same. You know what I mean? What do you think?
Yeah, I would say it's a tough one, man. But I would probably still go with Fury if him and AJ fought. But like I said, as far as Usyk and Dubois, I would go with Usyk again. I do think Dubois is going to try to come out aggressive. You know what I mean? We see what he did with Herkovich, Big Baby. We seen what he did with AJ. I think he's going to definitely come out aggressive, trying to get the KO early. But like you said, Usyk moves like a middleweight. So, he's going to have to deal with that movement. He's going to have to deal with that angles. And, Usyk got the tools to, counter, Dubois. Dubois gonna come in swinging like crazy, and Usyk, he's just gonna be using his defense, his movement, and I can just see him, getting out of the way of, Dubois' power punches and just keep catching him with the jab. You know what I'm saying? He's too good, man. He's just too good. So I do.
That boy.
Yeah, I just definitely got Usyk again, but like. I think Dubois really wants it because Dubois, he's a quiet guy. We don't see Dubois, getting in the ring and doing all this. So, like I said, I think he really wants it, but he still got business to handle with Parker first. So, like I said, if he gets past Parker, then we can talk.
We got your boy, man. Sheldon, you up in the building, man. Talk to us. What you see yesterday? And how you doing today, good brother? Thanks.
I'm doing
good. Thanks for the breaking news.
Good.
Thanks for the breaking news, though. As far as that.
Man, that was good football, bro. It's been some good football today. It's real good games today. But look,
Sheldon, I was out there, man. I saw Lamar for the first time yesterday, man. I was in the building.
Yeah. That boy Cole, ain't he? Ain't he Cole? He called.
Lamar. Hey, listen. Hold on. And check this out. I got my what's going right here. The dude I got the partner from. He gave me a beer, and then he gave me this right.
Man, hold it right side up, man.
Is this the wrong way?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
But anyway,
hey, man, Lamar Cole, man. Lamar is
Baltimore is cold too. It's the city. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was cold yesterday.
It's nice.
But look here, man. Check it out. Just like I told y'all last week, like I told you the first fight. It's the movement, man. Fury has been the beneficiary of an era of big, slow heavyweights.
Talk that talk, man.
You put him in there with somebody who can move. When he was in there with Wallen, he had issues. You know what I'm saying? But people who can move, not standing in front of Fury, letting him pound on him, they're probably going to beat him. The movement was too much. And he came in at 282. Come on, y'all. 282?
Yeah. Yeah, you over there.
That was too much weight.
Yeah, eating them English muffins, man.
That was too much weight.
The muffins put
you gotta remember. You guys got to remember, all of our greatest heavyweights, what did they weigh around? Anywhere from 215 to 225, all right?
But check this out, though. Why is it that when they have those fights in Saudi Arabia and you have heavyweights, they be coming in like heavy like that sometimes? Remember Ruiz. You like, why would you come in?
Well, Ruiz is a different story. See, I know what Fury is trying to do. Fury was going to try to use the same tactics he used against Wilder. He's trying to lean on the dude, trying to get him in there clinching, lean on him. But as I said, we was talking about the fight last week. Usyk's not going to be there, number one, because he's constantly moving. And number two, he's not going to allow you to clinch him, as you saw yesterday. He won't allow it. You try to clinch him, he's going to punch out.
My thing is, see, he fought him before, so he know Usyk that ain't no easy thing to do. Like, so I'm just gonna come in, damn near 300 pounds to do that. Like that dude right there is too bouncy. He's too he's in perpetual motion. So that's the Fury that I know is a smart guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna figure out a better game plan than to come in like, dang on the fat bastard from the Austin Power series. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. So to me, it's something else. But I'm gonna go ahead and go.
But you gotta look at what Fury did yesterday. Fury was going to the body. He was trying to slow him down. He tried everything he could. He tried to clinch. He tried to lean on him. He went to the body viciously. He tried to slow him down. The dude was prepared for everything that Fury brought. But when you asked me last week, I told you guys, there's nothing Fury can do physically to beat this guy. There's nothing he can do. The guy's better than him.
No, Fury can do something.
He's better than him.
I'm telling you.
Nothing he can do.
This is just Fury's not at his best. That ain't so when they the Fury made like 76 million in it was either yesterday or the fight before. So all of that money, I think that whatever you could possibly get away with in certain pockets in boxing, it's hard to get away with that there. And that's not I ain't gonna say he looks similar to Tyson Fury, but it's a gear that Tyson Fury can get to, that I've seen him get to, that he just don't look like he can do. Like, when you saw the first fight.
Let me ask you a question, though. Let me ask you a question. Is the gear he can get to? I hear that. Against who? Not against this guy.
No, not at this time. If Usyk fought him in that same time that he fought, remember, he tested positive before. Like, it ain't like I'm saying something that's like foreign stuff. So if he tested positive for something before, then
you talking about Fury?
Yeah, he says he was saying.
Yeah, he did. So that was like 2016.
To me, something is missing, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go to these chats. So English got come through, man. Let's hear what you got. He said it hasn't really improved much since the Usyk fight. He's a loser again. Put the house on. You might be right, but he's different now because your confidence is different. Sometimes he was a pup. Right. Like, he took some of those losses early. He was able to overcome some of his fears and things like that, and now he's on one right now. He's gonna be a tough out. Don't forget, Dubois didn't just lose; he quit. Okay, that's what they were saying. I remember they said that about the big Usyk, not Usyk, big Klitschko. They was talking about he quit against Chris Berg. That mug was a tough out after that. Fury is overrated for sure. Wilder is too. Why you got to put Wilder in this? Wilder ain't got nothing to do with this right here, bro. Let's go. All right, salute, Jeff. Man, GF, man. If you want to come through, man, slide through. Salute. You too, man. Peace, God. All right, so now,
dude, man, do great work over there.
Great work. What's up, Jeff?
Well, I say this, Will, and this is my true belief. If Fury and Usyk fought 10 times, Usyk could beat him 8.
This Fury, this Fury, like this Fury. I don't know if he can beat Joshua. I don't know because he's.
I don't care what Fury it is. There is no version of Fury that's gonna beat this guy. The guy moves too much. No version of Fury beats him.
No, it was a Fury that was locked in, like that with this, what he had
against who though? That's what we keep going back to, fellas. Against who? Tom Schwartz?
Hey, Vladimir Klitschko.
Otto Wally? Come on, man. Them dudes are not Usyk. He ain't seen nothing like Usyk in his entire career. Nothing.
Nah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like when you catch somebody at the right time, and then also see
Who's
Fury
the
has
younger guy? Let this kill it with that. Who's the younger guy?
So that's the thing. You can't use that. So that's like saying Bernard Hopkins, who fought long as I don't know what in his career, but he wasn't better than Roy Jones when Roy Jones was Roy Jones. It wasn't that. No, it wasn't.
And that's the same thing we got here. It doesn't matter what version of Fury you put in the ring, Usyk's gonna beat him.
So the same version of Roy Jones who whooped Bernard Hopkins earlier, the fact that once he ended up getting knocked out and they fought in their second fight, now Roy Jones isn't the same Roy Jones. Usyk isn't the same. I mean, not Usyk, but Fury is not the same guy after going life and death with Deontay Wilder. You guys knocked down so many different. That's not the same Fury. I still think that there's some other things that's not making Fury too, but I can't prove it. So I'm not even going to put that out there. But I think that he can beat him if he was, at his best.
Well,
but anyway, we'll talk about
it. Two chances and he didn't. Yeah.
Right.
Talk about something.
He had 2 chances. Let me say. So Pernell Whitaker, do you think Pernell Whitaker would have beat Oscar De La Hoya if Pernell Whitaker was back in his prime? Could he have beaten Oscar De La Hoya?
Pernell Whitaker beat Oscar De La Hoya when they fought. So yes. Pernell Whitaker was robbed in that fight.
Okay, so okay, you say he was robbed, but let's say, would it have been even clearer if he was in his prime?
He probably would have stopped after his prime. He probably would have stopped after his prime.
That's my point. That's my point. So you got people who like you catching them at a certain time that right now this is a perfect opportunity after all of the wars that Tyson Fury has been in. Yes. And then in addition to certain other things too, like I said, I can't go into that because I can't prove it. But anyway, man, I do want to say this, that Alexis Rocha fight against Curiel, man, that was a good fight, boy. Woo! I went back and saw it. I was on the elliptical machine.
Oh, that was great. Great fight, bro.
Great fight. I do want to say this to you fellas, man. Hopefully we can get together in these next couple of weeks because there's not much boxing coming up, man. I look, and really, it's like February is really when the fights are going to start taking place. Hopefully what we can do is you can start putting together your list of like round of the year, fight of the year, things like that. And then we can also
like that.
Do like your pound for pound list. So we can get together and talk about that.
Okay.
And hopefully we do. But that's a good fight.
Oh,
man.
by the way, food for thought. Just a side note. I think I'm gonna go ahead and slide down to Vegas on February 1st, man. I think I'm gonna go check that fight out. I was looking at the tickets. They're only about $250, bro. They're not expensive. They're not expensive at all.
Yeah, man. Keep us posted, man. I'm like even like now, I don't have to be back at work until January 6th. And I was thinking about going back home, but it's cold as I don't know what up there. I don't know if I can deal with that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I got this thin blood since I've been down in the South. You know what I mean? And even at the game yesterday was like 30-something degrees. I'm over there, my teeth chattering. You know what I'm saying?
Were you bundled up?
I was bundled up enough. What I thought. See, the thing is, the same thing that I had on, or something similar to what I had on yesterday, when I went to the Green Bay game about 4 years ago when they played at Lambeau Field. It was 9 degrees. And so what that was the high, it might have been lower, like that was the high for the day. You know what I'm saying? So, but I could barely handle it. The only thing I could do, man, like I'm sipping on this dang on eggnog. But yesterday I had to sip on a little brown just to keep me warm. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't want to talk.
Yes, sir.
That liquor talk, man. All right, so now we got that no gloves law. We talked about that. Yeah, ain't no fights coming up. So boxing news. All right, so again, Daniel Dubois crashing the party. We can bypass this because we talked about that already. Did anybody get a chance to see?
That was nasty, bro. That was
Yeah.
nasty.
So what you think, man? Talk to me. What you see?
That's why you got guys tiptoeing and sidestepping in that 54-pound division. Man, look, I don't care who it is. Crawford, Virgil, it's some dudes up there, man. You gonna mess around, get a loss messing around in that 54-pound division. Them dudes can fight.
Yeah, I agree with that right there. Yeah. And then Borchuk, though, I don't know, man, because Davis, it was like 2 times he hit him with something. And I don't know if it's his balance, because Butch only got like 6 KOs. But he caught him with a little shot. But his powers is so lethal. So it's gonna be either way. Like you're gonna have to deal with something dealing with Borchuk, but it's just too much at play at 154. There's a lot of players there. Anybody else get a chance to see that?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't get a chance to catch it. I just saw when I got back home. I just saw was the guy coming up named Moses or something. Moses, and he got like a early stoppage over his opponent. So a lot of people say he's somebody to look out for.
G5 said, please stop taking them herbs and spices.
Them juices and berries.
Are
you talking about Moses Itama? Moses Itama beat that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's nice, but he's a prospect. You know, he hasn't been battle tested yet. He's been beaten up on, forklift drivers and stockroom workers.
Man, I wish we can get G5 and English guy on here because they talking that talk. So English guy say, Fury, stop eating that wild boar meat. That's real. You know what I'm saying? And so English guy also says, did you guys see the undercard fight for the English title between Fisher and Allen? No, I saw the headlines. I went back to see Borchuk. That's the only one I had a chance to see. They said it was controversial. That was the first real Robbie I've seen in Saudi. Real deal.
Yeah, because they pushing Johnny Fisher real heavy in the UK. I saw that yesterday. They really trying to push him because he went down. He had to get up. He really a draw would have been better, but he didn't win that fight.
Yeah, and some of those fights, I don't know if you can get a chance to really keep your eye on everything that's going on out there, even if you're putting the fights on. And then English guy says Moses. He says it's going to be a problem. Then you got Daniel Penny says Usyk's greater than we said Ali.
I had to go Judge Mathis on him. Man. He's smoking that crack. Smoking crack.
Come on, crack. Stop drinking whatever you're drinking before you come to the show.
That's crack. That dude like what was that dude? Joe Clark, man. You smoke crack, it kills your brain cells, boy. It kills your brain cells.
But let's listen. Let's look at his argument though. You know what I mean? I don't want to just on the surface it sounds crazy. So I don't know what, but I can see where he's coming from to a certain degree. I ain't gonna say greater, but I can see him being looked at similarly to an Ali. If I don't know what he's doing as far as the work for his people out there in the Ukraine, because they do have a lot going on. You know what I mean? And for him to shine like he's shining, in this particular moment, and if he's advocating for his people like that, then I can see how they can use that as, and I ain't gonna say never be greater, because you can't be greater than an originator. All you can do is like be compared to the originator. So like I said, I don't want to take a dump on this is what he's saying without being intellectually savvy enough to be able to break down why I disagree.
Hey, I'm saying this. You look at Ali's resume, it's not one relevant heavyweight in the 2 decades he fought that he did not fight.
Right.
Off Usyk, he didn't fight Wilder, regardless of why or where they were in their career. You can name guys that Usyk did fight. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna fight him or say that he should have did this or should have did that, because it's different eras. It's harder, maybe harder to make fights today. But facts is facts. Ali is a guy who there's nobody missing from his resume at heavyweight. Nobody.
Right. No, and that's a very good argument. You know what I'm saying? But you have to take into consideration as well, Usyk wasn't always a heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like he went like what you said about Ali, Usyk could say it about cruiserweight. Like it wasn't nobody at cruiserweight that fight, but once I made the heavyweight, I just wanted to make sure I strategically placed myself in a position to get the undisputed belts and fight.
So,
you know what I mean?
Wrap
so
your head
by that
around this,
argument,
fellas.
by that
Wrap your head
argument,
around this.
okay.
Wrap your head around this. Muhammad Ali cleaned out the heavyweight division in the 60s. Cleaned it out.
Mm-hmm.
Was banned for 3 years.
Right.
Came back in the 70s and cleaned it out again.
Right. There ain't no comparison. You know what I'm saying? I'm just what I'm saying is what I'm trying to do is give the man. Because it sounded like a troll.
Is Usyk's resume better than Evander Holyfield, who also moved up from cruiserweight?
But it wouldn't be better because the heavyweight
Usyk's resume better than Evander Holyfield.
You don't have a Riddick Bowe and you don't have a Lennox Lewis. Like heck no.
All right, so it don't matter. I'm not gonna fault him for not having a competition. But when you see when someone says things like Usyk is better than this person, that person, it doesn't matter if you had that competition or not. What matters is the facts. You know what I'm saying? They have people on their resume that's like crazy. You know, it's hard to even combat that.
Yeah, it's a different era. You know what I'm saying? And things are done in a different way. I mean, like, man, when you think about, like I say, we were so hard on some of those guys back then. Like Lennox Lewis, like they gave Lennox Lewis a lot of crap, man. That dude was cold. You know what I'm saying? Like Andrew Galata and those. Like, come on, man. But anyway, it's not a fair comparison. But I'm saying, like, is Usyk the Ali of the Ukraine? Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Going back to the Joey Crack Fat Joe situation I was talking about earlier, that's the thing. Like, brother, most other groups get their origin from black people. It's like you compare what it is you doing because we set the mark, and then it's like, okay, then we're gonna try to be this. Who's the Tupac of this, or who's the Ali of this? Who's the what's my man name? The baseball player who broke the color barrier. You know what I'm saying? Like who's that of that? Because we always said Jackie Robinson. Who's the Jesse Owens of this? You know what I'm saying? Because we always the ones who set the precedent. So you can't try to overtake us. What you trying to do is you trying to do a dang on Fat Joe, similar situation. We trying to exile us out of what it is that we have set, the precedent of. Stop it, sir. You know, man. Thank you for that. So anyway, it says he could have called us out. So Vail, you want to talk about Stan Jonas? He's slamming Boots Ennis for avoiding a unification bout, and then they like in very close negotiations with Teofimo Lopez. If that's the case, and I'm gonna start with you, Ty, because I don't know how long we got you on here, Legend. What do you think about that? The fact that if this is true, Stan Jonas is saying, man, he could have called us as far as if he talking about like a unification matchup. Like, what are you talking about? Ty, Legend, you still with us?
Yeah, my bad. My mic was muted. Yeah. Well, I mean, from the interview we recently seen, Boots said he wants to stay at 147. So it's Stan Jonas is 147 fighter, right? So
correct.
Yeah, I mean, so. But like I said, man, from that interview we seen, he didn't seem comfortable. He didn't really see like he knew what he wanted to do. Like you said, he wanted to stay at 147 and unify. He said he wanted to beat somebody that actually has a belt and rather having the belt emailed to him. But like I said, he just didn't seem confident in that interview. So I don't know, man. Maybe he'll get that Teofimo fight. I mean, I don't know, but Boots didn't look good in his last fight, so he got to do something, start off 2025 with a bang. So I hope he gets the best opponent and he can make a statement.
Well, what do you think about a Teofimo fight, man? What do you think about that? Is that a good look
for him?
No,
what does it do for him?
That's what I'm saying. But Legend, what you think though? Like, do you think that's easy work for for Boots?
Considering the fact that Teofimo hasn't fought at 147, I would say yeah. I would say yeah, because he's moving up to a new weight class. He's fighting a guy he does got power. Even though Boots didn't look good in his last fight, he does got legit power. We know that. So I think Boots will come out victorious because that is his weight class. You know what I mean? Teofimo is going to have to get adjusted to that weight. Who knows if he's going to feel better, if he's going to feel weaker? I don't know. So I would go with Boots on that one.
Yeah, well, like you say though, and Shelton, I know you don't really think that this is a fight that Boots should be entertaining because it's not going to do anything for him. But talk to us. Why you say that?
Teofimo was the unified champ at 35. He's the WBO and lineal champ at 40. But like my man just said, he's never fought at 47. It doesn't do anything for your resume to pull up a little guy and beat him up. You know what I mean?
But Teal got a name,
I said, so what? So what?
Mm-hmm.
So does Tank Davis. He ain't pulling Tank up. So
Tank
does Shakur Stevenson. He ain't pulling him up. I mean, come on, man.
Those guys are 2 weight classes below him, too.
And they're not calling his name out.
They call his name out, and they're about to. Their size wise,
that's not a good fight, bro. Listen, Bill. He said he wanted to stay at 47 and beat a champion for his belt at 47. He wants to unify or become undisputed at 47.
He did, and the champion saying he never called. Another champion saying he never even called him.
Huh?
And right here, we saying a champion saying that he ain't even calling them. That Boots is not even calling them. That's the thing. I was about to say this, but Boots is.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you trying to fight those dudes? Do everything you can to fight those guys.
Go ahead, Will.
No, I'm trying to make sure that we stay on course.
Yeah,
okay, let's make sure that we looking at things. No, we looking at things where we not just assuming that these things are taking place. So, for instance, Stanionis is saying that in the past, Stanionis seemed kind of reluctant on facing Boots. In the past, I don't know if it wasn't word hasn't gotten to Stanionis or his people about a fight. We don't know. Let's say, for instance, that because he's talking about Stanionis wants to fight on Tank Davis's undercard. Right now, that's a little bit underneath Boots. Like Boots is not really an undercard to Tank Davis. I don't think, as far as what he's trying to do, right? So if that's the case, if he's going to participate on there, and Boots is looking for another champion, because we know that Conor Ben is going to be facing what's old boy name, the other champion, the WBA champion.
Barrios?
So you're gonna be facing Barrios. So you got Conor Ben Barrios. You got I don't know what's it looks like that's gonna take place. I think so. And then you got I don't know what Stanionis was on. And then Brian Norman has his fight that he's gonna take with the guy when he was injured. So if he has a window that's available, and I don't want to go to 154 because I don't want to go 154 and come back down, to stay busy, I can go ahead and get a name on my resume. I can go ahead and whoop a dude who's calling me out and put him in his place because you're talking this nonsense, and nobody should have the audacity to be talking this nonsense to me because I'm that dude. And then it's an Eastern Seaboard type fight because Teofimo Lopez, who's really from Florida, but he claims New York, I can go ahead and do that. I mean, what do you think about that?
As a stay busy fight, yeah, I guess. I mean, I just don't see Teofimo being much of a challenge for him. He's gonna beat him easy. I just don't see any way. Even on a bad night, Teofimo can't beat this guy.
Yeah, but still, up to this point, it'll be the biggest name on Boots' career, even if he did that. Even if you're right in that, it still be the biggest name that Boots has beaten.
Mm-hmm.
True, and I know, Vel, you like names. You're a name guy.
I'm not saying I'm a name guy. I'm a boxing guy, right? I'm a boxing fan, but I'm also I can think from a business standpoint too, and from a business standpoint to say, hey, yeah, I got Teofimo Lopez. I have a guy who, ruled he was an undisputed lightweight champion. He moved up to 140. He was still beat people at 140, and I took him out easy.
He was never undisputed, Bill. He was never undisputed.
At lightweight, he beat Lomachenko, who he was looked at as undisputed at the time.
You can't be undisputed when you got another guy running around with the WBC lightweight title. There's no way you can do that.
No, he ended up with that because he was emailed the championship after Teofimo won it.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: my guy, English guy, he's English guys is. I wish he would come on.
Yeah, come on, we got to answer it now. Love, I don't know the context of this because y'all was talking about Fat Joe earlier. I don't know, but still, to me, I mean, love Fat Joe or hate him. I'm not the biggest Fat Joe fan, but one thing, comparing him to Andy Ruiz, I'll say this: that Fat Joe, you look at his track record, he's never threw away the biggest points of his career. Never. I can't see him doing it.
He's doing it now. He's doing it now with all this nonsense as far as
his career almost over. He never threw away.
No. What I'm saying is because he just put a CD out. So the stuff that he's spewing, the stuff that he's saying is nonsensical. You can't say it's nobody who's serious that will say that rap, hip hop. There's so many genres that we started. You know what I'm saying? You are sounding like the people who typically do this sort of thing.
What did Fat Joe say, Will? What did he say?
Foundational black people were not the originators of hip hop. It was
Joe.
What do they got to do with Andy Ruiz? That's the question.
Joe.
Well,
come on.
Yeah, he said he's tricking off the bag. You know. I don't know. The man got to speak for himself. I don't know. I can't. But I'm just saying, like he seemed like a funny guy. Anyway, English guy says, I got to go. It's late here, and I got to work tomorrow. Have a great Christmas, lads. You too, sir. I appreciate you.
Great Christmas, man. Merry Christmas to you, bro.
Yeah, Ty, you over there. You send thanks to your boy. Then thanks for bringing them on, Ty. You know what I'm saying? I know you can't stay on too long. Ty, you got anything that you want to share out before you wrap it up? Because I know you got to get up out of here.
Yeah, I can kick it because the lady she's telling me she'll text me when she's getting ready to leave, probably like another 20 minutes. So I'll stay on.
My man, what y'all getting into? If you mind sharing, you don't mind sharing?
You said me? What I'm getting into?
Yeah, what y'all getting into?
Nah, I'm just going by. I'm buying some food from her.
Oh, okay. Oh, you talking about yeah. You doing your thing.
Platters, yeah. So I'm just meeting to get some food, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's been
no tripping, man. Yeah, Joe tripping. Joe's on crack. Joe crack is smoking crack. Joe tripping.
You turn to Judge Mathis. You're crack.
Yeah, talk to us though, man. Like what you think though, as far as that's concerned? Like Joe saying that. Joe was cooking. And then also Joe. So really, see, they got a movie that what Tariq Nasheed put out about hip hop. Like it's on Amazon. So it talks, and then you got like some of the Puerto Ricans who start participating, who they say was like some of the originators. They said, no, we weren't the original. We started doing this, and this year hip hop was emulating black people. It was dudes who they say were the originators are saying that. And so he's kind of, when they were interviewing him, he was trying to throw shade on them for pointing that out. And it's like, then he started talking about foundational black people. He said the people who be saying that they broke and this and that. Then he started talking about Lord Jamar, and he was saying like he used to be a legend. And bro, how in the hell do you have the capacity, the ability to revoke a black person's legendary status? You don't have that authority. You ain't no.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Will. It's our fault. It's all of our fault because we have allowed Joe throughout the years to speak on issues pertaining to black people, have we not?
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's where the buck stops. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so now Joe feels he can say anything he want to say about us because he's been doing it.
mm-hmm. He's taking a ill-advised approach because some of the things that happened in the past, he's thinking that some of those things now and later in life that it was a result of him. Like I say, when you talk about his affiliation with like digging in the crates, you didn't listen to them because of Joe. It's just Joe happened to be a part of the group. It was Laura Finesse, who was phenomenal at the time, and then you had the upcoming Big L. Like that's what we really wanted to listen to. Then Joe just happened to be with the group. When it came to the Terror Squad, it was Pun, brother.
And Diamond D on there, man.
Diamond D and all. Like then they just so happened to, Joe was there. Now again, I give him credit that Jealous One's Envy sound like he was trying to be the Latino Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he's trying to sound like. But to me, at that time, when I took it in, and
the things you talking about, Will, that's why Cuban Link got a problem with Joe. The same reason.
And he'll articulate that to that, like very detailed on why he has a problem with him. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So Boots avoiding this, man, get some smoke with some real opponents. Eddie Hearn over there he capping too. Now, this is the other thing. Like last week, we were talking about Mark Zazaliev, and some of the fans were talking about. Now they are rumored to be like really negotiating a fight for April. Now we starting to talk, man. You get what y'all said, Bill?
I want to start with Bill. Go ahead.
I want to start with Bill, and you can have nothing else about Crawford. If Crawford takes this fight, you can't say nothing else about Crawford.
I
won't. If Crawford
I agree. But to you, Will, I'm gonna start off. And I know Shelton, we were going back and forth last week, and you was like, man, wow. I'm like, I'm all for it. You know why? And I'm a Bud fan. You know why? Because people been criticizing Bud for years. If he get knocked out here, he get knocked out. But if he win, I don't want to hear no more talking about Bud. I don't want to hear no more talking about if he's pound for pound number one. I don't need nobody talking more about is he ducking people or not? Because this is the type of guy you duck. And if he fights him, he's showing you he don't duck people. So I don't want to hear nothing after this fight, even if he loses. But if he wins, I want him to be praised like he should be.
But my question to you then is this: who else can he fight though?
And Bud can fight Joe Blow. He fight
no, he can't. Like who else can he fight?
Bohachuk.
Virgil Ortiz, yeah.
Virgil, Boychuk, Ramos.
Ramos, yeah.
Virgil and Majimov is about to fight.
Are they signed to fight though?
They're about to fight. They're about to fight February something. Because remember, Majimov was supposed to fight yesterday, but then he's supposed to have his bronchitis, or whatever, so he didn't.
Man, Bud could fight Erickson Lubin if he wanted to. I wouldn't like it, but he could.
If I was Bud, I'm gonna tell you who I would take over him. I would take Boychuk over him. Boychuk is the dude he fought yesterday. When even though he looked good, the dude didn't have much power. But when he clipped him, like it was 2 times, he was a little shaky. Bud wiped the floor of Boychuk. But then Boychuk don't have anything. Like it ain't got like he got a belt or anything. Right. He just
belt. No belt. That's what. No.
So you can't really justify that. So what about you fellas, man? What do you think? Talk to me, man. Lay it out. Who wins this, man?
Man, I'm rolling with Bud.
Okay. Is it a knockout? Is it what?
He breaks him down. I don't know if he stops him because I'm still worried of his power at 154. Mm-hmm. So I say he wins this. He pulls it out late round decision.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Crawford by decision. Like I said, this would be his second time fighting at 154. He held his own with Madrimov. This guy is a power puncher, but we saw what he could do against Tim Tszyu, who wasn't moving his head. Crawford's a mover. Crawford's going to move. Crawford's a counter puncher. Crawford's got all the tools. He's a little older. Second time fighting, in the division, but I still think he'll pull it off. So I'll go with Crawford by decision. In a tough fight, though.
Legend. Let me ask you a question, sir. Did you see Crawford getting nailed on several occasions against Madrimov?
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen if this man nails him the same amount of times that Madrimov?
Yeah, but I don't think that Martalia's got the same kind of footwork like Madrimov. Madrimov was a good mover. This guy, I think he's just more like a one-dimensional power puncher. But I haven't seen enough of him though. But so I can't really say that much. But I don't think Crawford would be getting caught like that. I think he would be more defensively sound and more defensively responsible. So he knows that he's going to be going in there with a guy who's got power. So he's going to do all in his power to stay away from this guy, use his footwork. So I see Crawford being more strategic in this fight.
I hear you. I just think that the fact that the Sheik is going to put up some money and Crawford is going to acquiesce and decide to sign the contract, that Crawford's going to go night for the right price, just like me tonight after this eggnog. What about you, Sheldon? What do you think, man? What's the likely outcome?
This guy can't outbox him. He can't outbox Bud. I've seen enough of this guy to know he can't outbox Bud. He can steamroll Bud, but I think Bud is too savvy, has too many tricks, tools in the bag to get steamrolled. Now, can this guy beat Bud? Yes, he can. I just don't think he will, because as my man Ty said, he's one-dimensional. He's a big, strong guy who's going to come forward. Bud is not going to have to look for this guy. He's going to be right there to be hit. And Bud going to probably wind up walking him into something.
Yeah. I see it 2 rounds tops. I see Maju, what is his name? Marchesali. He going to stop Bud in 2 rounds. Ray Jones.
Like Earl did? Just like Earl did, right?
No, this dude right here isn't weight drain, not coming in the fight with a broken ribs and they're coming off falling off the dang on Kilimanjaro. What was it? The cliff, you know what I'm saying, the highest mountain, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't coming in the ring like that, compromised. This dude's a young, tough dude from Southeast Europe, you know what I'm saying? And they something difficult to deal with, and Bud typically likes to pick his opponents. And he's not like compromised in the sense of like Majimo. Majimo had like 10 fights, 11 fights. No, this dude is seasoned. Like in the pros, he's seasoned as far as amateurs. This will be the best guy that Bud ever faced. And I think that he's going to leave Bud's D in the dirt, if you know what that means. Yeah.
We going 2 Live Crews. New Jack City. A lot of people don't know about that stuff.
But anyway,
that's the only song. Was they 2 Live Crew? They would spit some truth in there, man. Go listen to it.
True. So, a couple other things before we go ahead and wrap this thing up. Norman Jr., he's telling TFE, man, if he come up to 147 and he can't get boots, then take me. The other thing is, these are the people that Norman Jr. are kind of targeting, and that's Ennis, Boots. He's targeting Teofimo. Anybody at 140, he's saying I can go down to 142. Like, I'm just at 147, it's comfortable, but I can go down to 140 if y'all want that smoke. And any other 147-pound champions in 2025. What does this say to you about this young man, Brian Norman Jr.?
If I didn't know about what went down between him and Boots, I'd be like, man, this dude wants to smoke, all the smoke.
Wait. What happened with him and Boots that you?
Then he turned down an offer to fight Boots.
He said, "Give me 500,000 more if I'm going to go to Philadelphia, because then it's unfair."
And try down to Philadelphia. Nah, man. These guys, they say one thing and then they say something else like months later. It is like, do they realize their mistake and they try to correct it? And this more so happens with Boots. Like, you say it was one thing and you're like, man, let me backtrack that. I don't think people like that. But I mean, if you just asked me about this particular statement and him targeting all these people, I'm all for it, man. If he can go down to 140 and think he might even be more effective there, I'm all for it. But make a decision though. Is he gonna be at 140 or 147 and stick with it?
No, I think he's sticking with it. It's just the fact that don't say my name, or if you are willing to come up to 147 for this dude, if you want a belt, come get this belt. And if you want smoke, come see me. You know what I'm saying? I got a belt too. That's what it is. It ain't none of that other stuff. Like I like it from the standpoint of, it's smoke. Like if you somebody who really are you that dude, and you really are. Let me put my thing on. I'm tripping. I'm bugging, man. Like I don't care what it is. It's like again. I play basketball. I was always like that. So if you got a problem, we can take care of that problem, like on whatever level you're trying to take care of the problem. So let's go ahead. Like again, I always had. I don't care if I had Guess jeans on, Jabot jeans. I always had some shorts underneath because if you get to talking too slick, it's always parks available that we can go and play one-on-one. Or if your squad want to play against my squad, I remember, dog, we was Kenny Anderson. They had put out, it was Georgia Tech playing against Steve Smith now against Michigan State. That was a cold game. Like they both was getting busy. Lethal Weapon 3 going against Steve Smith and all of them. Dudes calling us, and they want to play. They like, man, y'all can't mess with us, whatever, because everybody was watching it. Everybody was glued to the TV watching that game. It was dark. We went to the park, and we went up there. Everybody getting busy. And I remember it was one guy, I ain't going to say his name, I will name drop. It was like, man, I didn't even know you was cold like that until we played that night or whatever. I was giving them that work. I'm saying that to say that's what it sounds like with Norman Jr. is that however you want it, if you want it with me, don't sit up here and just be doing stuff for social media. Like if you want smoke, I'm willing to go down there because I'm just fighting at 147 just to fight at 147 because I'm comfortable doing it, but I can't come down there to get at you. So I like it, man. I love it. What about you, Sheldon? What you think about Brian Norman Jr.'s call out?
I like it. I like it because let me turn back the clock a little bit. Like you so eloquently stated, Will. The man said, "Give me 500 more thousand, I'll come to Philly."
Right.
Now, what echoes that is when they talk to Barrios and Stanionis about the same offer that was sent by Eddie Hearn. Stanionis said the offer was so ridiculous he wouldn't get on the phone. Barrios said it was stupid. It was low. I'm not fighting for that. So you got three different people saying the same thing about you. There got to be something. There got to be something to it, man. So I don't want to hear all that stuff about he didn't want to fight Boots. He did want to fight Boots. He wanted more money to fight Boots. And it doesn't matter what he made in the fight before he became a champion. I'm a champion now. So as a champion now with a belt, if you want me to come to your hometown, you got to pay me. This is Brian Norman Jr.'s character from what I've seen. I've talked to the dude a couple times. I've talked to him personally a couple times. He wants to smoke. So, T.O., since you want belts, and if you can't work it out with Boots, you got another dude with a belt up there. If he can take care of this guy, he got to fight next month. Fight that guy. Since you say you come into 47 and you want all the smoke and you're the best, okay, well, go up there and prove it. Stop talking about it, T.O. Go prove it.
What you got, Ty? What you thinking?
Yeah, I agree with Val and Shelton. As far as like they, Boots and Brian Norman were already in negotiations. The money wasn't enough for them, so they decided not to take the fight. But next year, 2025, if they let's just say the fight doesn't happen in Philly, I said they can put it somewhere else, New York.
No, they talking about it. They talking about it. They I think Bozy and Norman Sr. They on the same page. It's just a matter of what Eddie's trying to do. Gotcha. It's like a even playing field. It's not in Philly.
Yeah, I said, well, make it happen. Like I said, Brian Norman, Boots said he wants to take the title from somebody. You know, Brian Norman does have a title. As far as, you know, Teofimo Lopez, like I said, lately he's been on these interviews calling everybody out. So he obviously wants to smoke with everybody. So yeah, make it happen.
I feel you. Hopefully that's the case, man. We get some of these fights and not just all this talk. You know what I'm saying? Also, this right here. So David Benavidez Sr., he's trying to steer Munguia into like taking, like, man, don't go back in that direction. Like, dude might have your number. But however, it's the opposite. Munguia is going to exercise his rematch clause, and they're going to take a fight with Sarase next. I want to say like March. It's either March or April. They're gonna run it back. Do you like Munguia's chances against Sarase in a rematch?
I like his chances. I'd rather him take the rematch, and because if he don't, I don't think it's a thing about Sarase having Munguia's number. Sarase just set him up and caught him, and I think if Munguia doesn't take a rematch, win or lose, I think that demon is always going to be there, and he'll always be getting in the ring asking what if, and somebody else is going to probably do the same thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more for him going and trying to get that, have that dog in him, trying to get that win back and showing people if he wipes Sarase out, then he can say, even we know it's not true, he can say this is a fluke. He can say that, you know. And I think I would respect that better.
It was a fluke.
I'm not trying to say. I'm trying to give Sarase his credit because he did it, but I would rather him Munguia do that than walk away and fight these other fights, and that demon will always be there.
Gotcha. So, what you got? What you think?
Will, you play basketball. You're a competitor, right?
A competitor, yes, sir.
As a competitor, could you let that ride?
No, sir.
I know Will can't. I know he ain't built like that. I already know. He can't do that.
And if Munguia is the fighter that Munguia says he is, he can't let that ride. He got to fight this guy again. Because if you don't fight this guy again, your credibility is shot.
He beat the man at home. He beat the man in Tijuana.
He beat him in Tijuana in his hometown. If you don't fight this guy again, your credibility is shot. You got to fight him again. You have no choice.
I have more respect for Shane Mosley for taking rematches with Winky Wright and Vernon Forrest. If he didn't do that and just went ahead, he could have went ahead and went around his career. I still would look at him like a certain way, like, dang, man, these people beat you and you just like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Even though he lost those rematches, I have more respect for him because he felt like, man, I'm going to get in the ring again still.
Right.
Yeah, he lost to Vernon twice. He couldn't beat Vernon for nothing in the world. But
no, it's certain guys he used to match up well with. What about you, though, Legend? You like the idea?
Yeah, I would definitely take the rematch. You know, like you said, he just got caught. I mean, you fighting a guy with two hands for 12 rounds. You know who's going to be throwing punches, so you're going to get caught. You know what I mean? He just got caught. You know, so definitely run it back. I mean, Jaime Munguia, he's the guy that went the distance with Canelo. You know, he's got 40 plus fights as a professional, almost 50 fights. Yeah, definitely run that back, man. Mm-hmm. And he's got a lot of knockouts. So, like I said, he just got caught. You know, other guy was the better fighter. So definitely, you know, run it back, and you know, hopefully you could be victorious the second time around.
Let me tell you what Jaime did. See, when you go to Tijuana, and he's from there, so he know. But now, as this big boss Don, you know, fought Canelo, everybody who goes to Tijuana, they know about Hong Kongs. Hong Kong. Listen, man, You go to Hong Kong. It's only so much I can say about this. Tijuana's the stuff. Like that's a cold city, man. If dang on Jaime Munguia was messing around in Hong Kong, see, there's a little hotel next to it where you just go ahead and do what you need to do on the other hotel. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna leave it at Hong Kong. So if you messing around there doing what it is you do there, you're not taking a dude seriously. What dude from France do you know who's really like somebody I need to worry about? And then on top of that, this dude got like 6 knockouts, 4 knockouts, and 20 something victories. As soon as I apply pressure, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this guy out. So I'm thinking in my mind when I go in, I don't really have a game plan. It's just and then also I had success early. When I had the success early and I knocked him down, if I'm doing the same thing and eventually I'm gonna catch him, I'm never thinking that I can possibly, get caught with something that can put me out. I'm never thinking that. He's young, you know. So with that being said, if I go in there with a game plan like I did against the Canelo, like I did against some of the people that I defeated previously, this guy stands no chance. So I gotta go ahead and right the wrong of what I did a couple weeks ago. So I think that this is a smart idea. No matter how you defeat the guy, if it's by knockout, if it's by decision, you can run it back again and have 3 fights and make 3 paydays. You know what I'm saying? And then we can move forward from there. Also, what I can do is I can kind of feed into other guys who might possibly want to face me that was kind of reluctant before, like a Berlinga. I might be able to get that fight, So it might end up being a win. I ain't gonna say win-win situation because he lost initially, but it could end up being something that's a constructive result in the end. I just put this out here because Obatai is fighting this guy. I don't know who he is, and I constantly see Ja Opataya fighting dudes like this. Like I don't get it, but he's going to be fighting on January 8th. It's not much going on in the world of boxing. I don't even want to hear any take on this because I don't know these dudes and I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to talk about this. So Edgar Berlanga, in the IBF, a 168-pound champion, William Skull, who was supposed to be fighting in Saul, Canelo Alvarez, he was mandatory, but then Canelo like, man, I'm not fighting this dude. I'm gonna fight somebody else. So they end up giving William Skull the IBF belt at 168. So now Edgar Berlanga, who lost to Canelo last, they're thinking about putting this fight together between Berlanga and William Skull. What do you think about this, man? Is this a good look? You think Berlanga, who would you favor?
Hey, before
I
y'all
hope
cook,
Skull knock out Berlanga.
yeah, before y'all talk, yeah, I gotta hop off, man. So like, appreciate you for bringing me on. Salute to Val. Salute to you, shouting. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. I'll try to hop on with you guys again, man. Good show.
Much love, baby.
Talk
to you later.
Much
Talk to you
love,
later.
brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah, what do y'all think though? What do you think about a matchup between these two dudes? Like,
I hope Skull lays him out like McGee got laid out. I hope so.
Have you seen Skull?
I did watch clips of him at the time when it was discussed the fight between him and Canelo. When it came to him and Canelo, it wasn't nothing in him that I saw that could beat Canelo. But I had to revisit those clips and see because Berlanga is different, and he don't have the pedigree or resolve of a Canelo. So I have to revisit it. But as far as my heart go, I hope Skull knocks him out.
Yeah. What about you, Sheldon? You think Skull got a chance against Berlanga?
He got a chance, because Berlanga's not that good. But he in Puerto Rico, it's gonna be an uphill battle for him because when Skull gets in the ring, he's gonna be down 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So
So he had to knock out harder.
Yeah, he got to knock Berlanga out. He's not gonna win no decision in Puerto Rico. If it's a close fight, he loses. He's gonna have to stop Berlanga, and I don't know if he got the power because he got like 7 knockouts, 8 knockouts, something like that. Skull don't really have no power, so I don't know. I think Berlanga is probably gonna beat this guy.
You remember when Danny Garcia fought in Puerto Rico? I can't remember the name of it.
Yes, I do. Huerta beat his ass.
Yeah, he beat him. Yeah, he whooped him. And so it could be a situation like that. This is not the Saudis. Saudis might be a little bit more where they a little bit more fair. And so he will get very.
And you're right. Because we just saw the guy from Australia, Liam Perro, go to Puerto Rico and put hands on my man Matias. We just saw that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that was obvious. So, but here's the thing. Berlanga really more so claims New York. Like he don't really. I don't know if he's had like his ties to Puerto Rico like that. So we'll see. I think it's like an evenly matched fight because, like you say, Berlanga is not that good, and so we'll see how things play out. But it's a crazy world where you got William Skull fighting Berlanga, and it's way more better guys who should be fighting for championships as opposed to these dudes. Like it's the
Did
situation.
you really expect anything different?
But he was the number 1 guy, right? Look at his record. He's 23-0. He was the number 1 guy. He was over Plant. He was over Boo Boo. He's over in Billy. He's the number 1 guy in IBF, right?
No, I hear what you're saying, but he's not as good as any of those dudes. Like when you look at him, like I watched him fight, and there's a couple fights that he won that you would have probably thought that the other guy should have got the nod. You know what I'm saying? He's very basic. Like he's not anything. The guy that Caleb Plant just beat is better than him. Easily.
Oh wow, you talking about Larry the Cable Guy?
He's better than him easily. I don't get it. You know what I mean? But
the guy with the mullet, yeah, the guy with the mullet was pretty good. He is a little better than I thought he was.
So check this out. And I'm gonna go to, since we are talking about this, I'm gonna go to my last word. So I thought that when it came to Skull, I thought that they were putting him in position for Canelo to not have to face David Benavidez. But then it's like I thought Canelo's people was looking at Skull like that's a little too obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't take that fight right there, and then we can't sell that fight. So then we go in a different direction. So we're gonna fight somebody like a Munguia or Berlanga or somebody like that who's more known. But we've always had that. Check this out. Speaking of these guys right here, remember when Tank Davis was about to fight
Lamont Roach?
No. When he was about to fight Frank Martin, and there was somehow, some way, one of the belts said that you only could weigh 10 pounds. It was something that they came out with exclusively for that fight. You remember that?
I remember that in the beginning, and I think they changed it. They ended up changing. I don't know if it's 100% true that they changed it, but Tank came out and said that he wanted that change. He didn't want that limit there. But I do remember what you're talking about because we complained about it a few times.
The WBA has a rule. What it was, the WBA has a rule that it's not a 10-pound rehydration. You can only rehydrate up to 15% more than what you weighed in on the weigh-in. It was something like that. And Tank had that. Yeah, Tank got that clause taken away.
Have you heard about that ever since?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like,
No.
so it's a lot of nonsense that transpires. My last words is this, man. So there's an app called, and I would advise anybody to get it. It's called Showtimes and Boxing, and it tells you the schedules of the boxing matches that's going to take place. It also tells you places that you can watch fights in your area. It gives you a lot of great information. But it's Showtimes and Boxing. I don't get paid from it, but I do agree that it's a good, app for the sport of boxing. But like I said, my last words is when I look on their website, they had Tank Davis as number 5 as far as pound for pound. I like everything about their app with the exception of pound for pound. Because it doesn't make sense. You have to bring something to get something. And I agree. Like everything else outside of work put in, like Tank Davis is cold. Like he's exciting. He's a good fighter. He can deliver knockout punches. He knows when to take his opponents out, especially guys that he knows their deficiencies. Like he'll tell you before the fight, like this guy right here, he just don't know enough and blah blah blah. But he never puts himself in position to fight dudes who are threats. So the Shakurs, he'll find a way not to fight him. When it was Lomachenko, he was saying that they were trying to set him up. Then when Loma gets a little older, he seems a little bit more willing to face him and whatnot. So I'm just saying that to say, as far as these pound for pound listings, fellas, I want to go ahead and do something that is legitimate. And Sheldon, if you can share with me your email or something I can send to you where we can build a criteria, where we can build a legitimate pound for pound ranking. The last one's at the bar. Because me and Vail, we're going to do a Vail.
I'm going to put my email in the private chat.
Put the email in there, and I'll send you the criteria, and we can do that hopefully 2 weeks from now. And then, but I'm going to also send you information for next week where we can talk about, because it'll be close to the end of the year. So we can talk about like the round of the year, the fight of the year, event of the year, boxer of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Okay, that's my last words. Man, what about you?
No, I'm with it, man. I was thinking about this even earlier today or sometime yesterday. Like, man, it's that time since we did a pound for pound list, and it's end of year. It's not a lot of fights that's going to be coming up in the next few weeks. So it leaves the window open for us to talk more stuff. There's always some stuff to talk when it comes to this sport. So. Salute for bringing that up.
Yes, sir. Talk to us, Sheldon. Carry us on out of here, man. What do you think?
Great show as always, man. You guys, respectful, good boxing talk, no weird stuff. You know what I mean? That's why I don't really go to any other channel but this one, because these other guys, I just can't deal with the nonsense. But great show, man. I put my email in the private chat. Send me the criteria, and I will get that information out to you, good brother. And I'll see y'all next week, man. We'll have something to talk about. Got to be a fight coming on next Saturday. Some other fight. Maybe it's a girl. Who knows?
I'm gonna end on this right here, man. It's eggnog, right? Let's shout out to Trader Joe's, man.
Hey, what's in that eggnog, man? What you mixing that with, man?
What I got?
I'm
gonna let you know.
A little hen dog. You know that?
No. I ain't put the henny in there. So this right here, I got this because it was a lady I used to date. I don't really want to put them on blast, but so this right here is a little Bacardi. So it's a little rum that I got. It's supposed to be like a top quality rum that I got from. As a matter of fact, it was from Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? So I got that up in there. I'm moving and grooving right now. Compton. Any games going on tonight though, Sheldon? Any good games?
Well, we got you got the 5 o'clock game. I think it's let me see. I'll tell you right now.
It's at 5 o'clock. Oh, that you in like Pacific time.
Oh, the Bucks and the 5 o'clock game is the Bucks and the Cowboys.
Okay.
I mean, Cowboys already eliminated. So they done.
They putting in work.
We got that game tonight. You got the Saints and Green Bay tomorrow. You got the Vikings and Seahawks playing right now. The Raiders and the Jaguar, the Bum Club. Which bum is the worst bum? They playing. 49ers is playing somebody. They playing Miami. They playing the Dolphins. So it's a couple games on right now. But
my last thing.
I'm gonna go ahead.
So where you at? You in what part of Cali? You in Cali, right?
Yeah, I'm in Compton.
Oh,
you Compton.
You in Compton?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You in Bombden or you in Compton?
No, I'm in Compton. I don't know where they came up with that.
Last time I went to LA. This was about 15 years ago with one of my friends. He was living out there. He still lives out there. He lives in Lawndale or something. He was living in Hawthorne at the time.
Yeah.
So he was getting married out there. You know, met a few of his friends who he was hanging out with. And one of the dude's girl lived in Compton. So I'm like, y'all going where? Yeah, we're going to Compton. They said like it's nothing. And rolled over there. I'm like, and it's like in California, in LA in general, it's like one of them cities that's like, you know, everything is there, but it just looks nice. Like you had these nice looking houses, pink and yellow, but you know, all this stuff is like under there. You know, considering like when you in certain other areas where you know when you're in a bad neighborhood, there it's like on the surface it don't look that bad. You see palm trees and stuff, but you just know, like I sense like I gotta be on my P's and Q's. But LA in general is very, very nice. Yeah.
You gotta remember Compton is a suburb.
Yeah.
They built Compton because there was a Goodyear plant in Compton. And all the good jobs was at the Goodyear plant. Once the plant left and the blacks start moving in, the white folks start moving out. And that's how Compton became, what it is now. But
like
the houses is still nice. It still got grass in the front yard. And it looks nice. You just know what's in the city.
Yeah.
My question: how long you lived in Compton, though, Sheldon?
I've been living in Compton now for about 8-9 years.
Prior to Compton, I'm not putting you on black. I said I was.
No, that's fine. No, prior to Compton, I was in South Central. I was off of Crenshaw and Slauson, 59th and Crenshaw, 59th and Slauson, actually. So I was right there.
What you think about Nip?
Oh, that was my guy, man. I knew that kid since he was like 12 years old. He was a good kid, man. He was a smart dude. I'll say this, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Now, this is just common sense for anybody that's over 35.
Mm-hmm.
When you a person like that in the neighborhood he was from, and you feeding all these wolves, it's a gang of wolves over there, you feeding them. No one is gonna touch you unless they're authorized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can't. There's too many problems with that. Nobody's trying to do that. Too many problems come with that. So if somebody was able to touch him, it's because somebody wanted him touched. Somebody from the neighborhood. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yes, sir. We're gonna leave it at this right here.
Strength of street knowledge.
All right. We out, baby.
All right, brothers. See y'all next week.
Easy, baby.